Hello and welcome to my channel. This is my first video on art tips and stuff, and hopefully I'll have more for you guys in the future. In this video I'm going to critique one of my old artworks from middle school and then redraw it. Scrolling through places like DeviantArt and Instagram and other places, I see a lot of common mistakes that young artists make, but I hate using other people's art as an example because it's really not my job to judge people's art when they don't ask. All art is art and all art is subjective. But my old art is totally up for game because not only is it mine, but I like to think that I've grown as an artist and am able to look back on my art and see where I've improved. So that being said, let's take a look at the art I'm going to be redrawing. And there she is. So like in middle school, me and my friends had like stories. You know, my friend wanted to be a writer and I wanted to be an artist, so I'm like, oh, I'll draw all the characters. And then, you know, there's two things that people ask you if you're an artist in middle school is can you draw me? And the answer is always no, because I don't want you to hate me. The second is, oh, can you make me a character? And that's the one I usually choose because I like making characters. So most of our friends were girls, so that's all I would draw. So I made this character, and yeah, there's obviously a lot of things wrong with it. But just glossing over just general anatomy, you know, I was 12, so yeah, I don't know anatomy at that point. But so a lot of mistakes I see, and I say mistakes because they're not good ways of coloring something digitally, but I see them a lot, and that's using a soft brush for your shadows. And on its own, that sounds like, you know, it's something you would do. That's something I still do, but it doesn't offer a lot of depth if you don't know proper light sources or anything like that. And for this character, I mainly used Photoshop Elements when I was in middle school because that's all I had. I didn't have Photoshop. I just had a Wacom tablet that came with Photoshop Elements, and that's what I was using. And it's basically a watered down version of Photoshop. But I really like the burn tool because I didn't have to color pick shadows. I didn't like black shadows because I saw other people using it, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't look right. But the burn tool, I don't know if Photoshop still has burn tool, but probably. This is Clip Studio, by the way. But I like the burn tool because it essentially just like burned the color. It gave it a warm color rather than using black for my shadows, and I really like that. So I would use a large burn tool for places like this, and then a small burn tool for detail. I also didn't like using lines because I had a very shaky hand, still do, but 12, what do you want from me? But yeah, Elements didn't have a line tool, so I was embarrassed of my lines, and so I just did not do lines, and that is a mistake. That was a very large mistake. Anyway, an accomplice to the burn tool, I used the dodge tool, which is like the opposite. Instead of burning the color, you're like highlighting it, I guess. And that's what this sparkle is here. It looks so bad, but I liked it. I liked it. I also use the dodge tool to make these little streaks. I thought it looked more like leather if I used it, and I mean, it kinda does. It's just bad execution, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, those are the things I like to do, because I thought they were easy, and I don't know. Another thing is choosing colors that I liked, but that didn't go together. So like her skin tone is pretty tan. Unfortunately, it's like on the same saturation level as her hair, so it's like you can barely see where skin meets hair, and it's just, it looks bad to the eye. It's not a very pretty yellow for her skin tone, and her skin tone is where I later figured out kind of yellow, and that's probably why it clashes so bad with the hair. But yeah. The last thing I want to say about this beautiful work here is the composition. She's like off to the side, like there's so much space here. A wing is like partially off, then this wing is like touching off too. It's like you can sometimes, yeah, maybe your wings don't fit, but it looks so awkward. Like you can't see it, and that's the reason is because I drew it on paper first. I didn't draw it on digital, the tablet, because I was more comfortable drawing it traditionally when I was 12. And a simple fix for that would just be, you know, this is a flat image, but you know, if you scan your works in, you just take this tool, it's the lasso tool, and then you just move it. You just move it, you know, there. And then, you know, figure it out, man. Just like, oops. Just like color it in, man. Make new. You can do it. That's basically all I wanted to say about this piece. And then we get to redrawing it. So I was doing this on my Surface, that's why the screen is a little bit smaller. I changed computers later, but right now I'm just blocking out the pose that I want her in. I wasn't too keen on her just floating in space, I guess. So I wanted her sitting down. I wasn't thinking about the background at this point. I just wanted to get her in there. In the original image, it looks like I was trying to go for a kind of a strong gal. So I tried to give her some thick arms, and later I put in some abs, so. I decided to get rid of her tall boots because I don't know, I just didn't like them. They look weird. Here's me trying to figure out how a wing works, and not understanding it. Had to look up a reference, but I got there. It's fine. It's fine. And you'll notice the last thing I do is the face, because I wanted a pose first before I started redesigning her face here. For the hair, I decided to get rid of that 90s anime look. You know, less Sephiroth, more just, I don't know, me, I guess. I didn't want to go too bold, I guess. So, just simple, no bangs, whatever. I don't know how to describe this haircut. Here I'm trying desperately to draw this hands. I don't like drawing hands, that's obvious. Most people don't, right? But I'm like trying to use my own hand as a reference. It's just not working out. Look at these sausages. I don't know what to do for this hand. I end up just like practically giving up and just choose to use a model from Clip Studio. Clip Studio is really amazing when it comes to assets, so I love this program. I highly recommend it. And it comes with these 3D models that you can pose however you like to use as models, references, whatever you need. You can download poses, you can download different objects, and right now I'm just using it to draw this hand that I can't do it. I lost. I can't do it. But don't let anybody tell you that this is cheating. Use the assets that the program provides for you. It's fine. It just makes your life easier. I couldn't figure out what I didn't like about this eye, so I just tried redrawing it and flipping my canvas to see what was wrong, and I settled on something. I still don't know if it looks okay though. I'm setting my base. I call it my base because it's what I put all the colors on top of. I just quickly slap on some gray, and then I use the paint bucket tool with the transparency as the color, and I just get rid of all those edges and erase whatever is left. It's just quick, it's easy, it's not perfect. I fill in small little gaps here and there, but it's just a nice way to do that. I color picked her skin thinking, oh, maybe I'll just use it. No, it's way too yellow. I do not like it, so went for just a bit warmer, tanner skin, and for the hair I chose a way lighter, paler yellow, and this just gives it a better contrast to her skin, so you can clearly see what is skin and what is hair. I opened up a new canvas because I wanted some sort of like Victorian style pattern to go on her top because it was a bit boring. I went with the tube, or went without the tube top because it just looks silly, and I gave her like this half corset kind of thing. So I'm just making a pattern here with a symmetrical ruler in Clip Studio, and I'm just winging it at this point. I don't know, I'm just doing whatever. The symmetrical ruler is really fun, so yeah. It doesn't really have to be perfect because you're not going to see it up close. It's just going to be a pattern on her top and her shoes. So just doing whatever comes to mind, using some references and all that stuff. Then I start to ink it, and I'm not going to show you the full part because it's just inking this, but I register it as a material, and then I tile it so that I can use it as a pattern for her top. And right here I'm just trying to form it to her body. I think it is easier in Photoshop because you have the liquify tool and whatever, but I just do my best in Clip Studio. I'd much rather have this program than paying for Photoshop. I just lost my license because I just graduated from college, but yeah, definitely recommend Clip Studio. It's an amazing program. Not sponsored. I'm laying in some soft brushing, some soft shadows, whatnot, because I like to give a little bit of depth before I go in with the hard shadows and whatnot. So just with the soft brush, I'm lightly adding to places where I think there could be a shadow. I will say at this point, I wasn't sure on the lighting source, like where the light was coming from, because I'm practically just winging it. I literally just started redrawing this drawing. But I knew that I wanted light to be like shining in through her wing, so that you see the translucence of the wing and you see the bones in it and whatnot. Because I thought it'd be cool. So I do try to do some sort of shadowing, but I end up scrapping it, and this is where I spent like 20 minutes doing that, and then I just scrapped it. So I get my background color, and then I put temporary light source in, and I'm just going for rim light at this point, which I think is a lot better for like the atmosphere and whatnot. Also, if you hear panting, that's my dog. It's summer, she's a husky, she's hot, I'm sorry. So basically I'm just painting in where I think the light's gonna shine through, where it is behind her, and that's about it. Here I'm just making light effects with other like special effects layers, because I probably overuse the overlay tool a lot, because I just like the warmth it brings. I like orange and blue, so. So here's me starting the background. I really don't know what I want at this point. I didn't have to do this. I could have just had her against a wall or something. I don't know. But I decided to try to make a background. This is supposed to be a tombstone. I don't... like with a cross. The background is not the best thing out of this drawing, but I don't know, I tried. And I still like the end result. but it could be better. So, I mean, hopefully when I get older and wiser and better at drawing, then I'll make a redraw. That'd be cool. Point out all the mistakes I made on this one.
Perfect.
And there it is. I worked longer on this than I expected to, but I had fun. It like took me out of the slump that I had, and I wanted to get a video out to at least show something that I've done. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want more. And while you're in the comments, just leave me something that you enjoy, that you learned. I hope you learned something. And if you didn't, tell me, what you want to learn. I like making this video, so I hope to do more in the future. And with that, I want to wish you guys a wonderful day, and goodbye.